Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Jen. I was muted for a second. It's so great to see y'all. Good morning, Ohio and Maryland. I saw the Philippines before. Holy cow. Welcome. My name is Mark Gindick. I'm going to be your MC for this morning. Good afternoon from Ireland. Wow, Atlanta, Georgia. We're just waiting for a couple more folks to join us. Some latecomers. We love you, Mark. Zach, I love you back, bud. Good morning from Atlanta, Georgia.
Mark,
we have a really
Irish
wonderful
brogue. Where's your Irish brogue? Bring your Irish brogue.
Bring our Irish brogue, indeed.
Yes, you put someone from Ireland.
Ireland? Good.
Yes, you said it earlier. There was someone from Ireland. Top of the day to you.
Top of the day to you. That was a little leprechaun or something that was underneath my desk. Get back under there. Anyhow, everyone, we're going to start this party off right. Before I introduce our first speaker, Richard, as you can see in the screen share here, let me just tell you a couple things that we're really going to be excited about today. We have an exciting day full of the training arcade, the game agency, bells and whistles, how to do things, how to make games, what's the right game for you. We've got a all-star cast of people to tell you all about this. Also, I just want to tell you real quick, we're going to be, it's full of fun things as well. We're not just going to be talking at you and telling how to do things. We're also going to be playing games. We're going to play our one of the most successful and popular games, Jeopardy. We're playing Jeopardy, giving out prizes of actual cash prizes. We also have an opportunity to win an Oculus Quest 2 giveaway. The way you enter that raffle giveaway is by just signing on to any session. And when you sign out of this session, you will be prompted to log in, and away you go. So, folks, I want to get going here because our first speaker is going to get this day started right. He's our little leprechaun underneath my desk. He actually wears the same size jeans as he did in high school, which was really skinny. His favorite drink is peanut butter chocolate green smoothie. I wonder what that green is all about. His special skill is singing in the shower. I think he's going to bring us all into the shower and show us how it's done. Welcome, please, the Chief Operating Officer of the game agency, Richard Lowenthal. Come join us, Richard.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. A very, very good morning to everyone. High five to everyone out there in the metaverse for joining us for day 2 of the ELB User Conference. And today is all about games and gamification. And our team is going to roll up their sleeves with you and show you and take you by the hand and show you how to make the most engaging, educational, and yes, effective training games and the use of gamification to motivate your employees to succeed. I am the Chief Operating Officer of the game agency, and we are the game division of the eLearning brothers. We have been a formal part of the ELB family for about a year now. And we have been partnering very closely with Andrew and his team for about 5 years. Indeed, they helped inform and launch the training arcade 4.5 years ago. So very pleased to be a formal part of the ELB family. A few things as we start today. I am going to provide a strategic overview of why games, and I'm going to be doing so in using a high five. We've got the 5 strategic benefits of game-based training, and as you contemplate and remember those 5, I want you to be able to tie those 5 strategic benefits back to all of the tactical levers that our team is going to show you of how to use games and gamification to complement all of your traditional training that you're doing today. We also, Mark and I are going to do something special, and the very first time we're going to be playing a Wheel of Fortune game together as a community. We've never done this before, so we'll see how that goes. And Mark, just a couple minutes before we started this day 2, Mark said to me, Richard, I told him I was a little nervous. He said, Richard, just don't suck. So he set this bar, the leaderboard for presentations is kind of low. I'm going to try and be at the end of the day, Mark. I'm going to be at the very top of the leaderboard. I want you to tell me that of all the presentations, Richard, you were there. You were number one. That's my bar.
So far, Richard, you are unsucking. Just so you know.
That's awesome.
You're nailing it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So in a couple of minutes, I'm going to be introducing you to someone who has been a critical part of the eLearning Brothers growth. But before we do that, I'm going to watch a little video to kick things off. And using the chat window, I want y'all to tell me, and you heard that, y'all, I live in Little Rock, Arkansas, so I'm getting a little Southern. So I want y'all to, in the chat window, tell us if you remember this television commercial, because it's highly relevant to where the eLearning Brothers is today. So here we go. See if I can do this.
In short, the new Cutlass Supreme is not your father's Oldsmobile.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. So how many of you remember that television commercial? Mark, help me out. Anyone out there remembering that commercial?
I think we're all. Oh, Jill does. Jill does. Jen does. There's lots of people. Lots of vaguelies. I've got a vague.
So that TV commercial is from 1989. I was a freshman at the University of Texas, studying aerospace engineering, and that commercial is all about, it's not your father's Oldsmobile. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to the CEO of the eLearning Brothers, Andrew Sibley. Andrew, the baton is yours.
Well, Richard, I thought in honor of Little Rock and everyone down south, we do a little Southern rock this morning.
There you go. I'm staying in my safe zone. My wife said, Dad, stay in your safe zone, Richard. So I'm here.
Also, this was one of the concerts I attended as a young lad, along with Doobie Brothers and Leonard Skinner. That was probably a concert my parents wish I had not attended. So anyway, well, thank you, Richard. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the user conference. I know in the chat, we've got a little bit of Michigan, Ohio stuff going on. Hopefully that'll all calm down. We're all eLearning rock stars here, but thanks for coming. So what I'd like to do is just quickly talk to you a little bit about how we're not the ELB we used to be. We've changed a lot in the last 20 months. Over the past 20 months, we've acquired 5 different companies. And we made one of those announcements yesterday, our most recent acquisition of Origin Learning, and the ability to really bring on additional learning content and development expertise. A week and a half ago, we purchased the company Rehearsal with their video coaching and practice platform. So basically here at eLearning Brothers, for us, it's all about creating better learning experiences and to help you become that eLearning rock star. So like I said, over the past basically year and a half, we've really started to put together a suite of products to help you create those better learning experiences. And as you can see on the screen here, this is just a visual representation of where we're at now as a business and how we've grown and evolved over the past bit. So I just put one of my favorite songs in the chat there from Doobie Brothers. Ooh, can't you smell that smell? That was a phenomenal song when that came up. Anyway, I got to turn off chat. I'm going to get distracted here.
Okay. Stay focused on the wheel.
Focus. I'm
focused
here.
You got this wheel. 360.
So right now we've got within the business, right? We've got gamification to help you build those experiences. And that's what we're talking about today, the Training Arcade. We also have a virtual reality tool, course authoring with Lectora and all that. We have learning platforms, learning experience platform, and then of course the Rehearsal tool with video coaching and practice. Along the bottom, we also do about half of our business as services now. So we have a broad array of services, from everything from learning strategy and design all the way up to course creation, whether it's a tier 1 all the way up to a tier 4 of just fully immersive interactive content. And then also our new ability now to help you with all of your tech services. So for example, data migration from LMSs, actually LMS admin, the ability to go in and actually integrate with different platforms. So this is really the new eLearning Brothers. Again, how it's all geared on you creating better learning experiences and grabbing tools on your own and doing that, or partnering with us and letting us help you build those experiences as well. Now, we're not done. There are more companies coming on board. And really our challenge here is to help you and to be that vendor that you need for all sorts of different things in your learning and development department. We're excited for the future of online learning. We've seen tons of amazing things happening in the past, year and a half to 2 years. We have this opportunity now where we as an industry are in the forefront, right? We're in the light, and we have the ability to help with all the things that are going on in a remote situation. But we also have this unique opportunity at the moment that everyone needs to be reskilled and upskilled. It's happening everywhere. And companies understand that they really need the learning and development departments to help not only onboard these employees, but also to train them and to help retain them, right? Talent's a bit tight right now. So we have a great opportunity. Thank you for coming today. I hope that you learn a lot about gaming and that you enjoy it. Thanks.
Thank you, Andrew. Now, on this 360-degree wheel of products and services, the game agency, and today we're talking about gamification, which is the creation of training games and the use of gamification together. Those are two separate concepts that are highly related and connected, but they are two. So for the wheel to work, it's all under gamification. But remember, it's training games and gamification. Today, we have a full complement of activities where we're going to start with aligning the right game with your learning objectives. I'm not going to read all of these, but the most important one is this arrow here at 11 o'clock Mountain, 1 o'clock Eastern. Why is that one have that big arrow? Is because if you're enjoying this opening session, you're going to want to come back, because guess what? Mark and I are going to be together again at 1 o'clock to show you how to leverage question types, rich media, and advanced feedback in the training arcade. So we're going to go super deep, real tactical, and of course, the rest of the agenda is equally important. I was just kidding. So let us begin. We talk about the 5 strategic benefits of game-based training. There's Mario and Luigi to say high five to everybody. Now, oh, Mark, remember, you're going to say this in Spanish.
Uno.
Excellent, great.
Thank you.
Uno. Mark's my counter. So the first strategic benefit, I'm going to, before I reveal that first benefit, I want to ask everyone to please put into the chat window the number or the average number of emails employees receive every day. So take a guess, put it in the chat window, the average number of emails that employees receive today every day. And that's different than the number of emails that the average employee gets, because none of us want to have average employees. Mark, what are we seeing in the chat window? What is the guesses?
We got 45, 65, 150, 0.01 cents, 75.
Okay.
200,
so
yeah.
According to the Guardian, the average number of emails employees receive every day is 121 emails.
121. Let's see who got the closest.
What is that saying? Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Employees are bombarded, ladies and gentlemen, with on average 121 emails. They're getting dozens of Slacks. They're getting chats. They're getting texts. They're in virtual meetings. It is impossible to grab and keep the attention of learners today using traditional techniques.
Sorry, Richard. 1 second. I got to go check my email. I'll be right back.
Oh, you are so funny. That was good. That was very, very, very ad lib. I like that.
You got it.
So today's employees are completely bombarded with information, and it is incumbent upon every one of you out there in the metaverse right now to find a way to stop your learners in their tracks. And the way to do that is by bringing them games and gamification as part of your learning and development programs. Let me ask you a question before we move on to the next slide. How many of you out there, again in the chat window, how many of you have texted while driving? Public service announcement, don't do that. You shouldn't, but how many of us have done that? I will raise my hand and say I was an idiot and I've done that on occasion. Mark, anyone honest out there?
A lot of honest people. I see
Yeah.
a lot of yes and
right.
some never. Yeah, a lot of honest
whoever's
people.
doing that, stop doing it. You'll get yourself killed. But how many of you out there have been able to play Candy Crush while driving? Right? The whole point is that games require your attention. They require your focus. And that's what we want to do. We want to get people immersed in a game, a training game, an educational and effective training game, so that their attention and focus is on you and your content. That's the power of games, to grab and keep the attention of the learner. So just remember that driving. Mark, you ready? You ready? You ready? You do that Duolingo before today?
I'm ready, but dose.
Dose. Yes.
Smash
Oh,
that.
that was. So how many folks out there feel that their learners have a positive association with their learning and really want to? How many of your employees are going, I can't wait for my next training session. I can't wait. I'm excited about it. So Mark, anyone out there? Anyone out in the chat window? We sharing? We're like,
I've got a few. Not
Okay.
Some people, not at all. Some people are just laughing. Terry's like, get out of here. Terry's laughing about it.
well, you know, it's so funny. You know what's most funny, Mark? I was on the wrong slide. So, so hang in there, everybody. Just bear with me. I've just lost some points, haven't I, Mark?
You can earn them back, bud. You got it.
I can earn them back. Thank you. So the second benefit of training with games is that it actually requires the user to participate in that learning. They are forced to engage with material because it is a dialogue with the content. This is about forcing your employees through a fun, engaging way to have to manipulate the information that they are being provided. So rather than having your audience sit back and watch a video or reading something, you're requiring them to actively participate. And it is literally that challenge. It is the struggle with the material. It is the forcing of the recollection, of the retrieval of information from deep into their synapses that actually is where the learning occurs. So in much the same way that we physically work out to feel better, to be healthier, in that same way, it is through games and it is through the engagement with games where the learning truly happens. Now, before we leave this slide, interestingly enough, I've just a fun little challenge that we are doing at the eLearning Brothers is we are going to circumnavigate the globe as a team. Every day when you exercise and ride your bike or go for a run, we are logging those hours, those time and that distance into a product called a Challenge Hub. And it's so cool that we're seeing as a team, all of us literally together going around the world. And that teamwork is really very neat. And it's something that games and gamification affords you that ability. And this brain walking on the treadmill reminded me of that. Mark, what do we got?
Tres.
Muy bien. Tres.
Gracias.
Now, this is where we were talking about that positive emotional relationship. Our goal through games and game-based training is to create a holistic approach to learning. Too much of traditional learning is about fostering the brain. It's about feeding the brain. Our goal is to involve the heart, the soul, the passion to learn, creating an environment where people want to learn, where they are enjoying it. They're coming to the learning with no defenses up, rather with a welcoming arm. And in so doing, we're creating a fertile ground for learning by truly engaging and creating a positive emotional relationship between you, your learners, and the content. Mark, what do we got?
Cinco.
Cuatro, four, cuatro.
I knew that. Cuatro. I knew that. Man.
Number 4 is about using the competitive nature and tapping into people's desires to win, to do better, to excel with and beat what they've done as well as others. Our goal in creating game-based training is to have this positive loop. Play, learn, win, repeat. It's kind of like washing your hair. When you do this and you're learning throughout the day, you're going to learn tactics for creating these positive learning loops. So this is what you want to keep in mind, no pun intended. Play, learn, win, repeat. Now you got it. Give me.
Cinco?
Yeah, cinco.
Yes.
Muy bien. Cinco. Now, question for you in the G chat. How, when everybody creates knowledge checks, what is the average number of questions you ask in a knowledge check? Mark, let me share with me what the folks are telling
We've
us.
got 10. We've got 3, 25, 3 through 5. 5 is a common number.
One of the really neat things about games is that you're able to go much deeper in your assessments of your employees' knowledge on a particular topic. In some of the strategic consulting I do with some of our subscribers, I note that they are doing games with upwards of 50 questions in games. And you can do that because you have their attention, you are engaging them emotionally. So you're able to go and far deeper in the kinds of questions you're able to ask. And then you're able to assess them at that much deeper level of knowledge and be able to create a knowledge feedback loop to go, where is my team faltering in their understanding of a concept? And thereby be able to foster, identify, and create areas for filling those knowledge voids. And I will tell you, every single subscriber to the Training Arcade has their aha moments where they're like, wait a minute, how could they have not known that? So looking forward to every single one of you out there having your aha moment. Oh, this is a visual mnemonic. This is the cutest little baby you'll ever see. He's my nephew, Woods. He's 1 year old, and he loves giving high fives. So remember the 5 strategic benefits of game-based training. Grab and keep attention, actively engage the mind, create a positive emotional connection, motivate and incentivize, and then assess. So those are the 5 strategic benefits. Remember Woods, remember the high five, remember Mario and Luigi with their high fives.
High cincos.
Cinco for Italian, right? Andrew, you speak Italian, right? Cinco, I think.
Si parlo italiano.
Oh, there you go. So I'm gonna give you, I was at one of the many conferences that we had over the years, and I think I came up with this analogy when I was really hungry in the booth. I was giving a demo and just analogy came to mind, and so I'll share it with you. But first, real quick context. So in my marriage vows with my wife, this is legitimately true. It's written in our wedding vows. I vowed to kill all the bugs. And my wife vowed to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day. So peanut butter and jelly is very important in my life. So here's a quote that hopefully helps you remember the value of game-based training. So games are the peanut butter and jelly of a training sandwich. You have your pieces of white bread, and in my case, it's gluten-free white bread. Those are your traditional learning that you have to do. You need this. Now, the peanut butter and jelly, the games and gamification would help stick that course together, make it taste better, so people really digest it and they remember it and they can use it. So there's that peanut butter and jelly of training. So at this point, we're going to play a Wheel of Fortune game together. Mark, how much time do we have?
We have negative time, Richard.
Seriously?
We seriously do have negative time. We're supposed to give a very special award right about now.
I'll tell you what we'll do. It's okay. Maybe we'll play Wheel of Fortune later today then.
when we have some fun later on. Yes, sir.
Sure. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I will turn the microphone over then to Jamie, correct?
That's right. Jamie, you're there?
I'm here, everybody.
Welcome,
How's it going?
Jamie.
Hello. All right,
Hi,
I'm
Jamie.
gonna do a quick screen share. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to, hang on. Here we go. All right. So everybody, I would like to introduce a very important, awesome guy named Nick Albert from Radius Health. Today, we are really honored to reward Nick with the Early Adopter of Gamification award, because Nick has been an amazing partner of ours for the last 3 years. Nick had early sights on understanding how games and gamification can really be effective for training. He's seen it work time and time again. We worked together to build out our gamification platform, and now we use it for hundreds of our subscribers. So Nick, I'm just going to turn this over to you right now, and maybe you can talk a little bit more about what you've done and introduce yourself.
Excuse me. Thank you very much, Jamie. I appreciate the recognition, but I wouldn't be where we are today at Radius Health with gamification, the impact of the programs, without the great partnership of you, the gaming agency, and what we've built together. This has been an outstanding journey, and you guys have been great partners, so I appreciate that. My name is Nick Albert. I am the director of sales operations and training at Radius Health. I held multiple leadership development and sales training and development accountabilities throughout my career. And I've always had this desire years ago to use incentive-based kind of learning to drive retention programs within our organization. You always build these comprehensive launch or content programs for our staff, but then we could see the retention rates drop off pretty significantly. So working with Jamie and the gaming agency, we were able to get tremendous positive results by implementing multiple programs over the course of the years, enhancing those programs for user engagement. And I'll just share some of the statistics that we brought to Radius Health. We really brought gamification forward to get the users to engage proactively instead of using like assessments or formal certification processes to drive retention rates. We wanted them to want to self-engage, and using gamification resulted in that positive engagement, and our staff has great feedback. So we use it to drive knowledge about our brands, compliance, reimbursement, obviously in the healthcare space with market access reimbursement categories. They have to engage their customers and their HCPs around the product and the disease state. So really making sure they had a strong background. And when you take your original assessment, you can kind of look at their knowledge levels, but you really don't know their retention levels over time. So we ran the most recent one is our third go at it, and we ran an 18-week program. We had 62 games with 8 different kind of categories. We like to spread the games around to have each user have the game of their choice against the topic. So we created similar content within multiple types of game formats. Just to give you a sense of that engagement within 18 weeks, we have a small sales force. It's not that big. We had over 17,000 engagements proactively. This is not us forcing the issue. We just had a big communication strategy within our newsletter internally. And just to let you know, we had tremendous results. We saw, this is a couple of months after they learn the content, they go into the program. Their first engagement with a game, we saw around 67% knowledge levels within the accuracy of their engagement. And by game 25, we were up to over 91% comprehensively with our entire sales force. So you could see dramatic retention improvements, them going back to key information. And then one thing that Jamie and the team helped us with is kind of positioning the most important categories or the most important questions or topics forward. So if we had a gap analysis and we identified those particular content that needed to be surfaced, we would force that forward. And we would also make sure that, we had maybe something happen within our marketplace. We would have a game popped up immediately within that category. So we had instant engagement on certain content. So we didn't have to take so much time to drive all the modules. We did the modules and we did the comprehensive training, but this was a nice either lead or a follow-up to create retention. So we also give out a lot of awards with this. So we like to give out gift cards and stuff like that. So we use the point system and different gaming enhancements that the gaming agency brought forward to us to kind of keep users engaged. We also limit the amount they can use so they actually go to work. And but it's been a great experience partnering with them. We look to continue this partnership over time because we saw tremendous results. So I don't know how much time I had, but I wanted to give a little bit of you guys a perception of how we engage our sales force and our internal colleagues. It was so popular that every department wants to be engaged in this program. So we opened it up to the whole organization, and even the leadership like to engage to learn a little bit more about our product disease states and what the salespeople need to know.
Awesome, Nick. Thank you so much. And congratulations again on winning the Early Adopter of Gamification Award. Appreciate you being here today.
Thank you, Jamie, for the recognition. And I'll make sure this is a team award. It's not just me.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you, Jamie. And thank you, Nicholas. We're going to keep moving this right along. Hey, Andrew, actually, you're right there. Do you have a video? Do you have you show us the actual prize? Look at this. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Nick, you're a rock star. So this is
That's
Nick's award.
awesome.
It's actually, it's not going to have this generic piece here. Our color printer broke. So we're trying to get your award printed. It's going to be right in here. So this will be coming to you.
Outstanding. Thank you, guys.